Hello, everybody. I'm David.
And I'm Evie.
And we'd like to welcome you to this edition of our live streaming podcast from the Integra Studios here in Mokina, Illinois. And we got a special edition today, Ev.
Yes, we do.
Not our normal time, but hey, I'm not sure what's normal since we...
I overslept. I'm sorry.
Right. Gary came directly from China. He hasn't had much rest, so it should be interesting if we can get anything out of him. No. I've never been with Gary when he has a problem getting him to talk, so we should be okay. So we're going to welcome Gary Yakubian to our live stream podcast.
Thank you.
He's the president of SVSound, longtime friend of ours personally and of the little guys, and industry leader that we're, at this point, kind of just happy to be doing business with. Right? I mean, it's a long time coming, but
absolutely,
right, long time
There's
coming.
No question.
It's kind of cool.
It felt like a long time to me, that's for sure. I mean, I'm equally happy about it. Thrilled, really.
It's awesome. So we're gonna talk to Gary about SVS speakers, and we're a little bit ahead of our SVS event this evening, Thursday night, at 6:00 here at the Little Guys. The Little Guys store is at 19031 South Old LaGrange Road in Mokina. It's really easy to get to. It's right off of I-80. Just go south to the bottom of the hill, 191st Street, make a left, another quick left between the Denny's and the White Castle, and you'll see the store. We're always available at info@thelittleguys.com. You can check out our website, thelittleguys.com. And the store hours, Monday through Thursday, 10 until 6, Friday and Saturday, 10 until 5. And tonight, Thursday night, January 19th, from 6 until 8 p.m. So
listen,
come and check us out.
Unsolicited plug. The store is amazing. These guys really get it. If you haven't been to this store, I think tonight would be a great time to come. And the store is set up beautifully. Awesome demos. I'm really stoked to do this.
We're excited to do it. And the thing that I think that, at least personally, for me, and I think you feel the same way, that to get to do demos for people, is the most fun part of everything. We do a lot of technical stuff that's behind the scenes and you don't get to play with, and it doesn't create a lot of emotion, right? I mean, building an incredible network is awesome, and it really lets you use your equipment to the fullest of its ability, and it lets you experience streaming and all the kind of things without hiccups and without problems, and control and automation. But it's not like, holy cow, is this sexy? Look at my new router, right? I mean, it just doesn't do it. But playing speakers and electronics and getting the music and the emotion of music, I mean, It's where we all started, and it's what it's all about for us. So.
I mean, I actually, I'm shouting to the treetops. I think it's a lost art, and it is really great when I come to. It's fewer and further between that I find a store like the Little Guys where the demo is done correctly, where it's done with enthusiasm, and the systems are set up in a way that the listener is actually learning something about how to properly set up their system. It's a huge value add, and it's so much fun.
And for those of you who know us and have been doing business with us for a while, and for those of you who don't, Evie and I, we take bringing new brands in or new products that are really good. We take that very seriously. We want to bring our customers the very best in the marketplace, but we don't take adding new brands, and we don't do it every 2 weeks. It's not
it's certainly not something we do lightly.
Yeah, it is not something we do lightly. That's a perfect way to say it. And same when we switch brands, when we let a brand go, that happens sometimes, right? Brands evolve and change, and you could take some of the old receiver companies that built robust, heavy duty receivers back in the 90s and early 2000s, and they don't do that anymore. They build stuff with lots of bells and whistles and cool stuff on it, but the integrity inside might not be the same. There's some exceptions. I think Integra's been that way from the beginning, and it is still that way, but there's a lot of them that didn't stick to the principle of better sound, better parts, better quality. So you make a change. We don't take that easy either.
Yep.
Even though we have relationships with those companies, we have an obligation to bring product that we think is the best to our clients, right? And we watched this SVS thing over a long period of time. We kind of kept an eye on it and just kind of saw it hanging out there for a while, and then at a certain point decided we really sort of have an obligation to...
Right, and you know what? I mean, SVS is pretty famous for its woofers. And so mostly we looked at the company that way, and then we were at a show and sat down and listened to the speakers. We didn't even realize, really, that they made speakers as well as subwoofers. And then it turns out their subwoofers are pretty incredible, too. We weren't really looking for subs, but we brought a few in. But the speakers are amazing. The prices are right on. They're very affordable. And, we just sort of fell in love with the company.
So, Gary, tell us,
Thank you.
SVS, kind of where did it start? How did it get going? What was the impetus? I mean, the last thing the world needed in 1998 was another speaker company.
Totally.
By the time you got there, what was
Right. Well, I think, and when I came, we were only a subwoofer company.
Yeah.
We were, and it was interesting because it was, phenomenal subwoofers with a very cult-like following, but I saw a lot of possibilities. And I did see a lot of possibilities in speakers. And the reason is exactly to your point, David, which is there's been a lot of focus in the conventional audio space on user interfaces, features, make it smaller, make it disappear. And I know you guys do that really well at the Little Guys. But it almost starts to create this belief that no one cares about great sound anymore. And I feel like some of the conventional audio companies have sort of given up on the idea that people will really enjoy and want to have great sound. And the other piece of it is that, the traditional belief or the traditional image of an audiophile is a guy like my age, older, your age, older, wealthy, sitting alone.
Tough time getting off the couch.
Sitting alone in a room.
Sitting alone
right?
between the speakers in a room, and it's not a very hip thing, right?
And the world has changed, that's for sure. It's not that anymore.
Right, and I think people really do care about great sound. They're going to live concerts in record numbers. They're going to movies in record numbers.
Yep.
They're going to these EDM festivals, and they're like inside a speaker for 3 days.
Yep.
So it's definitely there's a huge appreciation for great sound, but I think not a lot of people are telling these broader audiences that you can have great sound in your living space too. That's right. And that's what we do. We create very inclusive, thanks for pointing that out, very inclusively priced speakers and subwoofers, and then to make hopefully a world-class experience more available to normal people. And then we try to reach them in ways that the traditional audio companies don't, through our social media, digital marketing, and those kind of things where you reach newer audiences. So that's what we do.
For us, I think the downfall for a while of higher res music or better quality music or music that frankly should be listened to that way so that there's emotion involved. The home theater thing hurt a little bit, but what really hurt was the instant access, the loading of songs, the putting them in MP3 players and all that kind of stuff, and squashing the dynamics of all the music and essentially ruining what good music is and not giving you the ability, but
however,
giving people access.
The access to all of your music and this tiny little box that you carry around with you was so phenomenal.
It's overwhelming, right?
It was overwhelming that, everyone just jumped on board. And as storage became smaller and cheaper, I think that people found out, first of all, they could put more music on these devices, but that also, hey, maybe there is room for not compressing it all the way.
Right. Well, as memory got cheaper, right? As memory got cheaper, what we all found is, and Tom pointed this out eloquently in one of the seminars we did last year, almost everybody, has recorded their stuff at least twice. Some people, it's 3 times. So you recorded it the first time because, man, is this cool? I could put all my stuff over there, and you forgot about making it good quality. You were just trying to jam as much stuff in as you could.
You may not have been aware that you could make it better.
And then the second time around, you got the high-res stuff, you got the better quality, and you got to have music the way it was supposed to be. So we're right there with you. We're
absolutely.
We like that part of it. And Evie's way more of a music person than I am. I'm more of a TV and theater guy. I need good sound.
David is currently watching Spanish television.
but I mean, did you watch your Cubs in the home theater?
100%.
Oh, you probably watch them in the park.
I would watch them anywhere, but the games I didn't go to, I absolutely watched on the big screen, alone, locked in my bedroom, so nobody would know. Just in case. But
cheering or crying, depending on the moment.
The reality is, for us, we're a little spoiled. I do understand good music. I know what to look for in music. I get it. And the evolution of music in general. I mean, the truth is, when we were growing up, a big box that played loud was good. That was the big thing. It had to be big and loud.
The bigger the box, the louder it played. Right.
You learned about imaging, and you learned about soundstage, and you learned about detail and accuracy, and you learned about those things as time went on. But initially, it was just how big and loud could it be?
Well, is it really that different? Think about it. I mean, in those days, we had big stereo systems, right? But we also had little transistor radios. We had car radios. We had all kinds of ways of experiencing content, and it's the same today. I mean, you have amazing 4K. Now I'm even seeing 8K TVs at CES. But you also have the ability to stream onto a phone the size of a deck of cards. So there's a full range of ways to experience content, and I totally agree with both of you that this is like a paradoxical situation. It's a situation where the largest number of people in history have access to the largest number of music in history, and they're totally going to experience a lot of it streaming in a not great situation with the stuff that came free with their phone. That's totally cool, as long as they know that there's also opportunities to experience it the way the artist intended.
That's it. And the artist will tell you, and there's a great Neil Young interview on YouTube somewhere, you can find it. He'll tell you, he said it the best I've heard anybody say it. If you can't listen to an MP3, which is a compressed, smashed
the original,
song,
by the way, MP3.
and have the hair on your arm stand up.
Right.
Goosebumps. It doesn't happen.
Yep.
But done correctly, the right song creates emotion, and those songs don't. So, all right, so we got that.
Yep.
Now, how do we bring that to the people, right? And frankly, we not only have to bring it to the people at relatively affordable prices, but we have to make it fit into their lifestyle.
Totally.
Right? I mean, it's different than it was. It's not the hobbyist. It's the product fitting into a living room or a bedroom or a basement or theater, that kind of thing.
We have all these young millennials on our team. There's a lot of them fresh out of college or new to the workforce, and they come in because it's a kind of cool company. We do a lot of interesting things, reaching out to their generation, but they experience the products, and we always obviously encourage our folks to take our stuff home, keep it at their home, experience it in their living space, so they totally get it. And their friends are coming over and going, "Holy cow, this place sounds like a concert or a movie theater or whatever." And then how much does it cost? And it's like totally within a normal person's reach. I mean, you can have an SVS pair of really good speakers for less than the cost of an iPhone.
Yep.
So it's within reach of that generation. The thing is, nobody's helping them do the math that they can have stuff like that, or have experiences like that in their living space. And so how do you do the question is, how do you do that? Well, you got to touch them the way they want to be touched. You want to talk to them the way they want to be talked to, and that's worked out great for us. I mean, we definitely awesome. And by the way, we're not we are a little bit of an upstart company, which
you've been around for a little while.
Well, you're like the longest standing upstart company I've ever seen. So you should totally be able to relate. But yeah, we're upstarts, but we are embraced by the traditional audiophile community as well. We go to the audio societies, and the Sound and Vision gave our subwoofers product of the year, or what are they, top pick of the year, just a few days ago. So I'm really proud of that. That's a normal conventional
you guys
magazine.
Get great reviews. You get great.
We solicit, or I should say, we talk to the traditional audio communities. We're just trying to bring new folks into it as well.
So let's backtrack just a little bit. Tell us a little bit about SVS. What philosophy, the concept? We talked about it. We touched on it, but why? Where are we at?
Well, I mean, SVS. First of all, you will not see from SVS anytime soon a speaker the size of a deck of cards that connects via Bluetooth to your phone. That's kind of not who we are. Now, does that mean I disdain that? No, not at all. It's just that no one needs us to do that. What we do is we create, hopefully if folks come tonight, they'll believe it. We create uncompromising, convincing, immersive experiences. And we do it. One thing, if I meet somebody at a cocktail party and they're like, "What do you do?" I say I make speakers and subwoofers. And my speakers and subwoofers, you can actually see them. It's like, I don't apologize for that. You can see them because it is true that a speaker is kind of a pump that moves air, as is a subwoofer. And so there's a certain amount of size, and I hope people don't think on the podcast that our stuff is.
It's not a refrigerator,
right? It's not humongous.
Well, we do have one refrigerator.
We do have actually humidifier. But you do see our stuff, and the job one is not to disappear. Job one is to create a convincing, immersive experience. We thought there was an opening for a company that stood for that, and that's who we are. Yeah.
That's cool. And that's kind of what enticed us too, don't you think? Ever pushed us over the edge? Besides knowing Gary and knowing the kind of people that he would surround himself with that would support us and take care of customers. And one of the first things we ask a vendor when we talk to him is, what happens when we have a problem? What happens if there's an issue? No, it's inevitable that something's not going to work, or something's going to break, or something's going to happen, whether it's the product's fault, whether it's the person's fault, whether it's our fault, whatever, something's going to happen. What do we do when we have a problem? He says, you take care of the customer, we'll take care of you. That's huge to us. That makes a big difference. When we know we can bring a product to people and never have to worry about being supported or backed up by the vendor. We don't have to wait 2 weeks to get an answer on what do we do with this or how do we take care of that. It's take care of the customer, we'll figure it out.
And
Absolutely.
also, as the little guys, we really are little guys in this world of big boxes, and we need to be important to a vendor in order for us to succeed, for their brand to succeed. And I think SVS has been everything we've asked. I did ask for a car. They didn't provide that. But everything we've asked, it's absolutely
you can have
done.
the one we came in on. You give me a ride to the airport.
Don't get caught. Right.
No, thanks for saying that. And
That's
I mean, I will
that's
say,
how we feel.
No, we totally. I mean, I do, as you know, I have a background partially in retail as well, and I think a lot of manufacturers really, really need retailers because they don't know how to be customer facing, and that's not to be. It's really hard to be a manufacturer.
It is,
but
it's tough.
There's a lot of disciplines you need to learn. But you guys and your customers are it's all meaningless if that doesn't happen for you. I will tell you, in 5.5 years now that I've been at SVS, we have never, ever denied a warranty claim. We've never said the person is, abusing it or those kind of things that I used to encounter.
Even when they're on fire?
Even
We
they're on
use
fire.
features that were on
That could be
fire.
our fault. So no, totally, no, we don't.
That's awesome. That's part of the enticement for us too, obviously, and that makes a big difference.
Really, Deb, we've known about SVS for a while, and we always thought of you as an online company. Mm-hmm. That you just sold things on the internet and you didn't have a physical presence anywhere. But then after talking to you and starting to see that you were getting more of a retail presence around the country,
what brought you there?
Yeah. What made you start online, and what made you go more towards retail? And I think I know part of the answer is because you are at heart a retail guy, and people need to see and feel and hear things in order to.
So that is exactly right. I'll say this: I know in my bones what the retailer brings to the equation, and I think a lot of online companies, really lose that, or they pay lip service to it, but they really don't believe it. Just walk into this store, it brings a dimension to the ability to engage the customer, show them what is possible that just does not exist online. It truly doesn't. Our philosophy at SVS is to engage our customers any way that they want to engage us, and there's no belief that it would be in some way better for them to transact in one way or another. I will say, though, that by far the fastest growing part of what we do is through our specialty retailers. And I will also say that the fact that we have an online presence allows us to pick and choose only those ones whose values coincide with ours.
Which is great. That's awesome.
Like you guys are totally customer focused. You guys, every interaction with a customer is a positive. We get to say the little guys are our people, and anywhere near where the little guys are, because we know that's going to be a great experience. We're not under this sort of pressure to open up lots of storefronts because we do have this multi-dimensional aspect to our business.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and we should have a little bit because we'll be under some time constraint. Let's talk about the products that do exist. We know there's subs, and they start at as little as $499.
Yeah, $499 to $2,500.
There you go, to $2,500. There's a we don't want to tip too much stuff because we want you to come to the event tonight, but and we'll have another show in the future going into real specifics, ported versus unported, and all those kind of things. But there's a brand new woofer that we're introducing tonight. It's your first really bigger than 13-inch.
That's
bigger
right.
than 13-inch woofer that you've brought to the marketplace, and there's a specific reason for it.
We're gonna, if you come, we're gonna blow your minds with this. I've shown it around the country and even around the world, as far away as Norway and China, and the reaction has been like incredibly positive. It is our first ever 16-inch driver. It has a massive motor. The motor weighs around 50 pounds, meaning the motor alone of the driver weighs more than most entire subwoofers. So it's insane. And the other thing is it's got a very innovative design. It's got the world's first 8-inch edge-wound voice coil. So we're talking about a driver that is capable of delivering incredible low frequencies at whatever volume you want, and it's in a very large room. So it's gonna definitely be put to the test tonight. But always never sacrificing accuracy and frequency response and speed, musicality, and we're going to try to prove that point too. So it's really cool. Also, the amplifier is all new. It's 1,500 watts continuous power, more than 5,000 watts peak power, discrete digital amp, but with discrete MOSFET output. So really, really cool. I don't want to bombard you with specs.
But a huge emphasis on performance and high performance.
Yeah, we're gonna make the case that that subwoofer at $2,000 that you're going to hear is going to be in the conversation with the best subwoofers at any price, and that's a lot of what SVS does. So often our stuff gets compared with products that are 2 and 3 times the price. And we like to make that case.
There was a great example of that is we were at CES at the Electronics Show just this past January. We're up in the kind of the secondary room where we were kind of getting a private demo from you.
Yeah.
And of course, consumers and other people have to come in, no matter what you do.
Right.
They're walking the halls and they sit down, and the guy says, "Well, I've heard a woofer that sounds as good as that," and he names a brand. And he tells the model number, and everyone looks at it and goes, "Hello, it's $4,500, $4,800."
Right, it's more than twice as much. Right. Yes,
if it's thank you
and
very
it is
much.
a good woofer, but
and that was the 13-inch one.
Right. That wasn't even playing the big one. It was really funny. It's classic though.
Right.
I mean, it's the way it works. So, great products at the specific price points, great performance.
And you don't have to remember everything that Gary told you about the subwoofer.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hearing is believing.
Right. That's
you will
absolutely right.
hear with movies, with music. And, that's something I never really thought about before is a subwoofer with music. Why would you need that? But it just adds so much body, so much subtleness to the music. I would have to.
And it lets your other speakers perform without the pressure of creating good bass.
That's right.
It lets the bass come from somewhere else. I will tell you that Tom, who you all know is the little guy's a guru on all things audio and video and networks, and his eyes lit up when we kind of forced him to go up front and tweak the system a little bit, and his eyes lit up when he had this app. So there's a new app for this woofer. You can do things from your phone.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. It's a smartphone app for iOS or Android. It allows you to adjust everything. It's analog devices DSP, so really sophisticated DSP. But every part of it can be adjusted right from your phone. It's Bluetooth connectivity, so the subwoofer, you don't have to see the subwoofer. It'll connect to it. It can be behind a sofa or some other type of high-end installation like you guys do. And it's bidirectional, so if you do things on the front panel, the app will totally know that you did it.
David, look at this. It doesn't just have a phase switch, like one position or 2 positions, or maybe if you're lucky, 3 positions. It has it in degree. You can take each little step of the phase. Can you hear this? Can you hear that? I'm like, no, but okay. But he's tweaking it and playing with it and spent a lot of time on it. You could see he was in love. I mean,
but that sounds very tweaky. But you know something? All of our subs down to $499 have continuously variable phase adjustment, and the reason is if all you have is a switch to flip 0 and 180.
Yeah.
If you have problems at 0, you probably are going to have problems at 180 too. So he's totally right. I don't want to geek out on you guys, but
that's totally okay.
It's a way for the product to work the way that you're hoping it will in the real world, right? In the real,
you can maximize performance in the environment you're in. That's
totally
that's the key.
Speaking of apps, before we run out of time, let's talk a little bit about Merlin.
Yeah, that's a really cool concept.
Well, that Merlin was about my belief that the worst misconception is that here you speak. There's hundreds of speaker companies out there. That's why you said, why would you even do that? And hopefully I answered it. But speakers always boil down to a matter of personal taste. I'm super proud of our speakers. I truly am. But if you listen to a bunch of different speakers and you don't pick ours, you still made the right choice because speakers so much are a matter of personal taste. I actually think a subwoofer is a totally objective choice. A subwoofer has to do certain things really well. 5 things, actually, which I will go over tonight. 5 specific things a subwoofer should do well. If it does those things well, it's the perfect match for your speakers no matter what the brand is. Merlin helps the person, we have, I think, 4,000 speaker SKUs, meaning 4,000 specific speakers loaded in. You tell Merlin your brand, you tell it the speakers model that you have, and it will tell you the exact SVS subwoofers that are the perfect match for your speakers, and it will even give you the settings, the ideal settings for our subwoofer for your speakers, and you get a little button to push that gives you a custom downloadable owner's manual for your new subwoofer and to be set up with your speakers.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's such a neat thing, and
that's online, right?
You can see it at
it's right online.
SVSound.
SVSound.com.
SVSound.com.
Yeah.
You should check that out. You're not allowed to buy speakers online. You have to come to the little guys, but you are allowed to research them online.
I 100% agree with that. You come and hear them first at the little guys.
That's it. And so 2 levels of regular speakers, Prime and Ultra.
Yes.
And the woofers are in those categories.
Well, woofers, we actually have multiple ranges. We have our 1,000 series at $499, ranging 2,000 series, which is under $1,000, and then we have 2 Ultra series now, our Ultra 13s and our Ultra 16s, at starting at $1,600 for the Ultra 13s and $2,000 for the Ultra 16s. Our Ultra series speakers are our best. They top out at $2,000 a pair for the Ultra Towers, which you guys have done a great job setting up. We also have our Ultra bookshelves, which actually have won a lot of awards, including Consumer Digest Best Buy.
And some very picky employee that we have has fallen in love with them.
he told me they were $1,000 a piece. Yeah. He goes, David, these speakers are $1,000 a piece, and they're worth it. They really sound good. I go, Henry, I got good news.
They're $1,000 a pair.
They're $1,000 a pair.
But you did point out something which I think is worth mentioning, is that with any speakers, it's really important to break them in.
Yeah, huge.
And that's when you'll know you love them. So these guys have taken some time to break them in. They sound great. I took some time to listen to them, so that's great. And then there's corresponding home theater speakers to go with them in the Ultra range. Prime series, basically half the price. We tried to deliver as much of what we learned in the Ultra series, as much of that sound quality as we learned in the Ultra series in the Prime series. I'm really, really proud of those, and generally half the price, so as not to take up too much time.
Yeah, no, really, really cool.
Right, and you use, actually at CES, you use the Prime speakers with the new SB16, and although that woofer was really kicking it, those speakers were really kicking it,
They
too.
were, and they kept up, right?
Yes,
and they totally
absolutely. They
kept
did a fabulous
job. Towers, bookshelves, small satellites. There's a complete SVS package for $999 in black ash with 5 of the satellites and a sub.
It's an SVS subwoofer, too. It's not some, packaged in package subwoofer.
It is a real sub.
And by the way, that reminds me, tonight's event, we are giving away that system along with a pair of Prime Elevation height effect speakers, and you work with the folks at Onkyo, so thank you, Integra, for am I allowed to say Onkyo?
Absolutely,
I get myself
100%.
in trouble.
Toyota, Lexus.
We spend a lot of time telling people that Integra is the higher end of Onkyo.
No, David's already corrected me like 3 times in our conversation.
You're totally good.
So the folks, but thank you to the folks of Integra. We use Integra in trade shows. Great stuff. They're contributing a receiver, so we're giving a home theater that does full-on height effects, Dolby Atmos DTSX, worth about $2,000 tonight.
Really cool stuff. Yeah. And real quick, we're gonna go over a minute or two, but just tell us about the new elevations.
Prime Elevation, I am so proud of that speaker. Basically, height effects are, I think, the next step in home theater surround sound. I'm going to try to do this really quickly. Yep. To me, adding a lot of surround speakers that are on the same horizontal plane as you is not nearly as cool as adding that height dimension. So now it's a 3D experience in the home theater. It's that next level of being convincing and immersive. But we didn't like the solutions that were available, doing an in-ceiling solution or doing a solution that bounces it off the ceiling from ear level. So we created a direct radiating height speaker that is easy to mount on a side wall or on your ceiling and aimed directly down at the listener. And because it's direct radiating, we made the best sounding speaker we could instead of having to do frequency limiting to make it beam so that it would bounce off the ceiling. Long story short, it ended up being the world's most versatile home theater speaker. We're getting all kinds of props because it can be an LCR aiming down at you or aiming up at you. If you don't have room on your back wall, it can be a back surround speaker that you mount on the side wall aiming backwards. And most importantly, it can easily add really over-the-top, convincing height effects in a relatively easy-to-install way.
And for the record, while we created and made our own kind of weird ceiling mount that Tom spent a lot of time fabricating, they now have a ceiling mount available for the product.
Oh, okay.
Soon we'll have a ceiling mount available
right.
for the product.
It's literally coming. We'll have it in like 3 weeks.
You can do just about anything with them.
Yeah,
so.
it's like, SVS provides a bracket and goes this way and this way and this way. Oh, yeah, but we're going to hang them from the ceiling. Oh, okay.
Well, it became a big request, and it will hang on. It will hang on the ceiling. You just need to keep it from shaking itself off the ceiling.
Right.
You totally figured that out. So yeah, then this device will keep it from doing that.
All right, so.
And they're not big and gaudy. I mean, they're amazing. They're cute. They're
they're really cool.
They're elegant.
They're really cool looking.
But they do look capable, right?
100%.
That was important.
And sonically, they match. I mean, they sound really good. It's a great. I see it as an option, a dorm room speaker even.
Totally.
I mean, I totally see where you can't put them exactly where you want them, but you can get one on the highest shelf. Well, hello, you can angle it, and 100%. It's really cool. Really cool. All right, so we're going to run out of time. I want to remind everybody that the Little Guys, 191st and LaGrange Road, where Mokina meets I-80. Check us out at thelittleguys.com. Email us at info@thelittleguys.com. Call us anytime, 708-754-8844, and come visit the store. We'll email with you. We'll talk to you. We'll do stuff over the phone. But it's you need to check out the store. Experience automation, control, audio, video, the way it's supposed to be,
totally,
and the way
agree.
it can be at your house.
This is a place where you can see all the possibilities of technologies in your home. It's totally worth the trip in.
Ev,
Dave,
for those who are actually watching live, come out tonight, 6 to 8.
Sure.
You could win a system.
You could win a system.
$1,000.
If not, coincidentally, our anniversary sale, 22nd anniversary, by the way. Our 22nd anniversary sale is being previewed tonight. It really doesn't start until Friday or Saturday, but we're previewing it tonight. The sale tags will be out. You'll be able to, besides getting refreshments and pop and beer and wine and all those kind of things, you'll also have an opportunity to, if you want to make a purchase, there's sale tags on everything, even if you just check them out.
We're not going to tell you, no, you can't buy anything tonight. We
grant you permission.
Wait, I might end up spending money here tonight.
That'd be a good
scaring
thing.
me now.
All the headphones, everything in the store. So virtually everything in the store is on sale. All right, we want to thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody for watching and listening.
And we want to thank Gary for being with us today.
Thank Gary. It was awesome.
Thanks to you guys. This was fun.
We'll do it again sometime. And that's it. Ready?
Ready?
All right. We'll see you later.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.